You are living from an identity you created just to survive. And you know what's wild? You may not even know it. You see, when you went through that job loss, that divorce, that breakup, family dynamics, you had to learn to adapt because you felt unsafe. However, in adapting, you build personas called identities that helped you through those hard seasons. But you're wanting to elevate, you're wanting to do something different. You're wondering to yourself, why is it that I'm not getting through this block? Something feels very blocked in your energy field. And you're wondering to yourself, why? Well, it is because the identity you created out of survival has served you. But for you to grow and elevate, you have to let it go because it has kept you small for such a long time. I need you to hear this. Your survival is not a flaw. Creating an identity such that it helps you go through what you are experiencing, it is not a flaw. It is actually a sign that your brain is working perfectly. Because our brain is not here to make us happy. Our brain is here to keep us safe. And so, when you went through that emotional dynamics, financial hardship, that relationship situation that really ate at your core, you had to create a persona that helps you survive it. And survive you did. You're here. You wouldn't be watching this if by now it doesn't resonate with you. But you know the thing about adaptability? When you adapt so much to the environments and situations around you, what happens is that you make yourself so small just to fit in and also to be able to get through that situation. But the very thing that helped you survive is the very thing that right now is shrinking you. So let's examine some examples here. If you have been the defensive person where you think people are after you, even when they are not. If you overly explain yourself because you feel like you're going to be misunderstood, does that sound like you? If you feel that you have to take control and take charge of every single thing because you feel that people cannot do it as good as you do it, is that you? Or you actually cannot ask for help because you feel that people are going to judge you? Or is it the person that tries to be there for everyone but yet cannot ask for help? Are you always trying to be perfect so that you receive no criticism? Is that you? Or the people pleaser that feels a need to be liked, the need to be included because you feel FOMO, fear of missing out. You don't want to be left out of people's lives. Is that you? These are some of the ways that survival identities show up. This is not the only one. I gave you a few. These ones are popular. So find yourself in one of them. What are you doing? How have you adapted to survive? That's the question. So now, yes, we understand that you are not flawed. However, if you continue beating yourself up without a proper solution, you become self-critical. Example, if you're always saying, why do I always ruin things? I'm a self-sabotage. I'm difficult. It is annoying to be me. Things like that go through your head, and you think you're framing a question to understand yourself, but your brain picks that up as you are shaming yourself. I know this is one of the things that I had to understand in my own journey, in my own process, and also being an identity coach for the past 7 years. I had to sit back and understand, why is it that I get no solution? I don't feel better, but I end up feeling worse than I began. And it was because I realized that in framing the question, I framed it from a place of shame. So for you, frame this question in terms of, what is happening to me right now? Oh, I do feel like I'm in protective mode. What am I protecting? These are the ways you can ask the questions for you to get answers that is not born out of shame, but allows you to soften and get answers from yourself. Because one question, why am I always ruining things? Why am I difficult? You see, shame. But if you ask yourself, why do I feel tense? What am I protecting? Why does it feel like I need to protect myself right now? Do I feel unsafe? Those are questions that direct you to soften and then look for answers. So please pay attention to this. Another thing I want to give you are 3 grounded practices that you can implement right now. I know we're all overwhelmed, there's a lot to do, but if you can implement these 3 grounded practices, it helps you build a framework for you to consciously be in awareness of when you're trying to put on the armor of protection, which is your survival instinct, your survival identity. Because at the core of our identities, we have the armor identity, which is we put on this armor, this shield to always protect ourselves. And we have our truest self. So if you're trying to go from armor protection identity to truest self, you have to be in awareness of your communication, of your actions, of your body, of your language. The first thing is the body scanning. I know we do that in meditation. I'm not telling you to meditate. What I need you to start doing is when people speak to you, when you watch something, when you're trying to go to an environment, say your job, I need you to start scanning your body. Where do you feel tightness? Is it in your throat? Is it in stiffness in your shoulders? Is it in your guts? Is there a twitching happening? Where do you feel that? Because once you start noticing where your survival identity lives within your body, it is signal for you anytime you come into communication with someone, or you come into an environment. It is signal for you to know, I think I'm wearing my survival identity. Then you explore more. The second thing is to name it. Don't shame it. Once you notice that tightness after scanning, the next thing is to, oh, I think I'm in protection mode. Then you can explore, why am I in protection mode? What about this environment makes me feel unsafe? What about this communication makes me feel unsafe? And another thing I need you to understand is the more you do this, the more it becomes even good signals for you. Because the body keeps the score. Yes, it's a book, but literally, your body tells you signs and signals of traumatic events that still live in your body. And then you can use that as a yardstick to start course correcting. So the first one, body scanning. The second one is name it. And the third one is where you practice the 10 seconds pause. 10 seconds pause has helped me a lot. I used to be that person that was very defensive. But right now, what I do is, when I feel tense, maybe I feel it in my throat or my shoulders get tense, I know, okay, I'm wearing a protective identity. Then I pause. Does this conversation make me feel unsafe? Is there a way to respond to this conversation that is productive? I get something and the other person gets what they need. That pause, that small short pause, if I can answer yes to that question, I soften. You see my shoulders drop, and I'm ready to hear the other person out. I'm ready to have a meaningful communication. Because we do these things unconsciously. That is what we built over the years to get us to where we are today. But you're watching this because somewhere you're like, I want better. I want to do better things. I want to level up. I want to elevate myself. And sometimes you see people around you doing these things and you wonder, what is wrong with me? There is nothing wrong with you. You are not broken. You just learned something that helped you get over a period in your life. And the same way you learned it, you can unlearn it. That is why these 3 grounded practices is going to help you gradually. There is no need to force it. There is no need to push and try to become what you're not. You practice this consciously and it moves your awareness to the present. Because awareness is the first thing. You have done majority of the job if you sit in awareness. And that is what this is going to give you. This is just a reminder to you. You are not broken. You just learn to adapt. And now you've gotten the tools for you to unlearn what you learned for a period in your life. Because now you feel safe. And I need you to understand that we are always in survival. But the survival you learned got you here. It will not get you to the next level. And maybe your next level is requiring you to be true to yourself, to show more of your personality. Not the one you learned, the humility personality that you know you're not. The quiet personality, the acting boisterous, all that's got you here. But you need to start asking yourself, is this really me? And the moment you start asking those questions, the answers will always come. If you loved what was shared today, I go deeper into identity, so stick around here. But for now, I'll catch you in the next one.